to the Shades of Influence Tutorial Thursdays. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome. And for those of you who continue to join us weekly, welcome back. So the month of March, we celebrated International Women's Day. Well, this month, we want to focus in on influential women. And we can't wait to explore the characteristics of influential women. So stay tuned. So welcome back to our channel. So if you were like me, you either listened or attended a few seminars since there was the big celebration of Women's International Day. And so I attended a few seminars, and what I did was took some notes. And so today I want to share with you some of the common traits that I began to see as I listened to many of these women tell their stories. So the first thing I wrote down was that there was a decision that the women that I listened to made a decision about how they chose to live their life. So if they decided to either have a work-life balance or focus in just on their career, that was a decision that they made and they stuck to that decision. Another trait that I recognized was they created lifestyles that sort of supported them being successful or their success. So if that meant that the husband or the partner needed to stay at home with kids, then that individual did that so that the woman could concentrate on their career. Another trait I noticed was that they were not addicted to approval, and they really had thick skin when it came to rejection. Many of these women were rejected multiple times throughout the course of their career, but they didn't let that stop them in acquiring or moving forward to acquiring their goal. And then another thing that struck me was that they raised, let me see what I wrote there. So a lot of this, yes, this is really, it was about paying it forward. So a lot of them rose, they made sure that they gave back to the community so that others could rise as well. So I thought that was very interesting, that they made sure that they just didn't focus in on their success, but they looked at what they could do to make others successful. So the tips this week that I want to share are around characteristics that when I looked at these women that I saw in influential women. And so number one, the women always were confident. Even though they didn't always have the answers, they were confident in how they presented themselves. They were confident in articulating what they knew and what they didn't know and what they would find out. So I saw confidence. Number two is what I saw, and some of us women struggle with this, is that they knew that they deserved everything they had. And what I mean by that is many times women will either need to make sure they have all. If you look at a job, a sort of a job requisition, many women need to make sure, or will try to make sure they tick all the boxes off for those job recs. Most men, sometimes they may have 25% of the requirements, and that doesn't stop them from going for the job. But women always try to make sure they have everything. So sometimes they don't see, or they're not receptive to believing that they deserve everything that they have. And then the third thing that I saw was around relationships. A lot of them were really focused in on building relationships throughout their careers. Some of those relationships helped them early on. Some of those relationships helped them throughout. So relationships was also a very important part. So as always, if these tips were helpful to you, be sure to drop us a comment below and give us a thumbs up. And be sure to check us back next week, where we'll continue to explore influential women. We can't wait to see you again. So see you soon.